Hey guys, welcome back to Alan's Cards. For my 30th video, which I know may not seem like a lot given it's been about 1.5 to 2 years since I've been on YouTube, I thought I would steal a little bit from ESPN and do 30 for 30, my favorite 30 vintage cards in my collection. Not necessarily the most expensive, but those that I like the best. A couple of things I learned in kind of going through this and picking them out is that I seem to like cards that are color as opposed to black and white. And I don't like multiplayer cards, so what you'll see here will be reflective of that. I'm tempted to do this in reverse chronological order, starting with the 50s and going back to the early 1900s. So I'll go ahead and kick it off here with 3 Hank Aaron's, the 54 Topps rookie, the 54 Johnston Cookies, which is a recent acquisition in a deal with B. Roth 6 over at Card Soup. And what I think is one of my favorite images on an Aaron card of all time is the 57 Topps. Nothing flashy there in terms of the card itself, just like the image, albeit being the reverse negative, still a great pose. Next up are a couple of Ted Williams. You can go back into my historical videos and see several videos touching on Ted Williams, so I won't spend too much time here. But 2 of the 4 1954 issues that I've got, the Wilson Franks and Bowman. I've got the other 2 Topps cards as well, and I really do like them both, especially the yellow. But in narrowing down to 30, I had to go with these 2 issues. And already going slightly out of order, as I thought I might, I've got the 55 Topps Clemente rookie, 56 Topps Clemente, and the 56 Mantle. I always preferred the 56 Clemente to the 55 with the more vibrant colors and the image of the leaping catch. And the 56 Mantle I just love as it represents the Triple Crown year. I don't have a ton of mantles, but this was always one of my favorites. Moving back to 1953 now, we've got the Satchel Page, Willie Mays, and Jackie Robinson. 3 great images, an all-around great set. I know most won't argue it being one of the nicest, maybe top sets all around, definitely of the 50s. I was fortunate enough to find these in lower grade, but really well centered, which is what I'm always aiming for as my first priority when I pick up a card, and feel very lucky to have gotten these. Next, we've got the 1951 Bowman Willie Mays. I mentioned on the video when I picked this up that I was able to get it last year after consolidating some of my collection to move into this card. Just really happy with the image on this with no major blemishes on the front. Next up are 3 Leafs, Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, and Ted Williams. Love this set and these 3 cards in particular because of the bright backing colors and the images on them. Next up, following the Leafs, and I won't get into which issue came out first, the Bowmans or the Leafs, but I've got the Satchel Page and Jackie Robinson 49 Bowmans. Next, the Play Ball set, definitely one of my favorite all-time sets, and these 2 cards in particular being the historical year of Ted Williams hitting .406 and the DiMaggio hit streak. Really happy to be able to pair these 2 cards together, similar to the 49 Bowman, Robinson, and Page. The 38 Gowdy is quickly becoming one of my favorite sets as well. Here we've got the Feller and the Fox. My preference for this set is the versions that have the cartoons with writing, typically the higher number cards in the set. Always looking to add these if I can, although they seem to be harder to come by over time. Another set that I love in terms of design is the Diamond Stars 34 to 36. We've got the Jimmy Fox playing catcher and the Hank Greenberg. Continuing to move through quickly with 2 other cards that I've shared before from the 34 Gowdy set, the Lou Gehrig number 37, which is my preference of the 2 given the bright yellow background, and the Hank Greenberg rookie. Gehrig being one of my favorite players, I love that this set is the Lou Gehrig Says set mostly, and has the quote at the bottom and on the back. Next, from the 33 Gowdy set is the Babe Ruth number 144 and the Lou Gehrig number 92. I had a video posted, I believe, last on the acquisition of the Ruth, where I was able to basically trade away a 1915 Cracker Jack Honus Wagner to be able to get this card into my collection, and then pair it with this Lou Gehrig. And finally, going back to the early 1900s, I don't have many cards from this era. I do have a handful of T206s. Here you'll see the Cobb bat on shoulder and the Tris speaker. And then in addition, in replacement of the 1915 Cracker Jack Wagner that I traded away, I was recently able to pick up this E95 Philadelphia Caramel Wagner. Really thrilled to add that one to my collection. I wasn't a big fan of the Cracker Jack Wagner, although I love that set. I prefer this card in this image a little more, and it's a little bit less expensive, so I was able to kind of turn those cards into the Ruth, into this card. So that's my top 30 of my favorite vintage cards, and my 30th video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.